Now let's talk about Liver King because I know that Luke is he is a big follower of the Liver King, the primal lifestyle, the eating testicles,
and testosterone
and
injecting.
Well, yeah. If you guys don't know,
blue taking.
He definitely takes methylene blue. I saw that video of him. His whole mouth is blue. He took way too much of it.
Did you watch was it Netflix thing that just came out about him?
I haven't, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because I felt like I watched the Tiger King documentary, and I thought it was the most hilarious thing I'd ever seen. I put out all these memes about the Tiger King.
That was early COVID too. That was like key Tiger King time.
But then it turned out that he was actually really bad. Like he did like destroy something like 20 tigers and bury them. Like the Netflix documentary presents it like he was falsely convicted. But like when you actually look into the crime, he was a vile human being, the things that he did to those animals. And the same thing with Making a Murderer. Like the Netflix documentary made it seem like this guy was falsely accused, but I live in Wisconsin, and when you look at the actual case, like there is no doubt that that guy was guilty, like none, and they committed horrible crimes. So anyway, that's why I didn't watch the Liver King one, because he defrauded tens of thousands of young men who thought by paying him $10 a month for his primal living, the only thing this guy's missing is the zinc in his beard. Like he defrauded all these young men saying that you can get like this, be like this if you just do what I do and pay me money. It turns out he was spending $11,000 a month on testosterone injections and everything imaginable. I mean, you could look at his abs and know that no human has that physique. Like his abs were like, he had bubble gut from the roids, and then he had abs on top of his bubble gut. Like it was very weird.
Yeah,
well, they were
it
probably
looked very
injected.
extreme. I watched the Netflix.
Luke, you're right about that. Yeah.
Because so I like knew about Liver King. I wasn't that into the trend, but I watched the Liver King documentary, and the thing that stuck out to me most, number one, was like he tells a story of like my kids were sick, and that's why we got into this. But then his kids still seem not super healthy when they're like teenagers and they're filming this, and it's done over the time that this the steroid scandal breaks, and you hear him try to justify it.
He never had to give any of that money back either, as far as I know. I think he kept all he made. I think his net worth is over 100 million. Like
that's what
he
made.
Said. Yeah, he made a fortune. Now maybe that's a lie, because I don't know why you would do a Netflix documentary and humiliate yourself. You know.
I think it was supposed to be like a PR thing, because at the end of it, he's like, now I realize that you need fruits and vegetables too.
Oh, now. Oh, we lost her.
She became a vegetable.
Okay. He said
now you're back.
At the end of the Netflix documentary, he says like, well, now I've learned that you need fruits and vegetables. And he like goes out and eats like a cucumber or something in his garden.
But he's been a lifelong grifter too, according to that documentary. This is not like the first thing.
The documentary, like
he was
I get what you mean about the
natural.
Tiger King. Yeah. I think what was interesting is like it's clear. It seems to me like his team reached out to Netflix to try and be like, let's spin my scandal, and it doesn't seem like it worked that well.
Yeah, I may watch it because at least I know now. My biggest beef with Tiger King is because I'm such an animal lover guy, you know, that like. I was like, oh, people don't know that he actually killed like 20 of his own tigers, and he had massive, they were malnourished, and the guy was a gay drug addict, and his boyfriend was an illegal who's been deported now. Like, I only learned after. So now I at least know this guy's a piece of garbage. I don't think it's the same risk of like, By the way, my all-time favorite documentary is the one on Billy Mays. I know that you recommended a few to me. Billy Mays is probably my all-time, like, hero. Like, he is such an... And for people that don't know, this guy... The Pitchman, yeah. It was a show. Sorry, it was like a couple of episodes. But it was so fascinating how they would do, like, they would be on the Home Shopping Network. They would run an ad for like 10 minutes, and then they would be like, we're going to make $30 million. Like, they just knew how the data was so, like, with the OxyClean Empire. Like, I highly recommend it. He died under mysterious circumstances. Like, I think it was an OD, but I remember at the time they said he just bumped his head. There was like some turbulence in his plane and he died from it, which is really, really Oh, now I'm Billy Mays truthing and they try to cut me off. But like, watch The Pitchman. I really like it.
Where do you watch it?
I'm not sure. You'd have to look.
I'll find it because this is really interesting.
The number, like, they run a commercial and they know in like 20, they run a commercial in one market in like Des Moines, right? And then the second they run it, they know that they're going to make it or not, because they know that's how every other demographic will perform and all this. It's crazy. And also highly recommend the Creep Show remake. It's kind of like, it's a show Tales from the Crypt was based on. I've been watching that. That's on Shudder, and it's very good. But here's like, this is some bizarre video. Let me share the video. Sorry for the. I just, I like to share when there's like, I have something good to share. The Creep Show remake is a remake of a show that was around like in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there's a couple of woke moments, but season 2, episode 1 is like awesome. And then The Pitchman, which is about Billy Mays and his partner, Anthony Sullivan. It's just fascinating. But
maybe we can watch the trailer for it because I haven't seen it before.
I'll show it out after the segment. I'll show that. Yeah. So this is him getting arrested.
You don't have to.
Making terroristic threats is what I read.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe Rogan.
He's trying to, not even more than that too. He went there and like showed up in Austin and like
make videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you. I've challenged you man to man.
Look at his mouth. It's all blue. I wonder if he's like, do you think he's in some kind of psychosis thing? Like, because remember,
like
Luke, we've talked about the cult that with the colloidal silver.
But listen, when you take so much hormones, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of room for error.
Yeah, especially when your body starts to like reject him. You're trying to guess, like getting the right mix and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, people who are hormonally unbalanced usually show this type of behavior. Now, again, he's been telling everyone he's natural. He's like this because he eats liver. Now, listen, I'm a big proponent of, once in a while eating liver because it's jam-packed with vitamins, but you just want to make sure you don't have too much vitamin A. I think a lot of people are nutrient deficient, and having, a little bit of liver is good. I think liver pills are something that people should, potentially. That's
what I do. I can't stand the taste of it, but at least I just take the capsules of the freeze-dried liver.
My mom cooks it with like apples and onions. It's so good. I love it. Some people don't have a taste for it, but, talk to any kind of medical professional before putting anything into your body. But when you're injecting yourself with so much hormones and testosterone, there's the likelihood of having kind of crash out moments. And people who do overuse steroids do have manic moments and do have moments where they have no impulse control at all and just huge, massive amounts of violence. So especially if they overtake it, overuse it, misdiagnose it, it's not a perfect science. I definitely recommend maybe looking into that stuff when you're like 60, 70. Sadly, a lot of young people right now have very low testosterone.
I'm not against TRT, but that's not what this guy's on.
No.
This guy's on anabolic steroids.
Yeah.
He's not like...
And TRT and HGH and a bunch of other stuff as well. So, you should always be very careful. And this should be a kind of warning sign to everyone just to, not to use your body as a total scientific experiment and to be more cautionary, especially when it comes to this. Because the ancestral tenets, the 12 ancestral tenets that he talks about, I mean, they're pretty legit. But it's not just that's happening here, and clearly, people do have mental breaks sometimes, especially when they get really famous and really rich really quick. And
maybe that documentary didn't go the way he thought it would.
And then
now
if you look at his documentary, he had a past highlighting a lot of kind of
I thought the documentary was kind of interesting because, again, like I didn't follow his rise on social media very closely, but they do show clips of him when he's starting out, and he seems like he is like a nice guy who is interested in health and fitness. Like it's when it shifts to being this extreme, both extreme in the body, extreme in the diet, extreme in everything, that it does seem like his personality changes. Now, I can play armchair psychologist all day and say, like, in addition to a cocktail of substances that he's taking to achieve this look, he's also maybe someone who's prone to some type of personality disorder or whatever. I can't say for sure. I don't know him, but it does seem like it's not just like a stunt. This seems like something is wrong.
He has to, in one of the videos he put out, he's been like schizo posting. He has to poop laying down, and he has to give himself an enema to make his bowels work. Like, that doesn't sound
anything and everything.
Like,
because Joe Rogan, he's
got like weird sores on his face.
Even the color of his skin, like, he doesn't look tan. He looks like it's like,
he looks,
I don't know,
red.
like a blood pressure issue. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks very weird.
Videos to pretend anymore. All of this is happening. We're coming to you.
And he gets this video, I think, is what got him arrested, because he was pretty like, you know, I'm coming, we're gonna fight, and then he went and showed up there. Like, he wants Joe Rogan to talk about him, is what he wants. There's a lot of what he said was good. You know, animal organs. I think Joe Rogan, by the way, would destroy him in a fight. This guy, one thing I learned when I was in my briefly training with Sam, he would point out like gym muscles versus real muscles. I mean, you can look at like Butterbean, for example, who's like one of the most feared boxers of all time. And he was just a huge fat guy. Like, this guy is not a fighter. He's got a bunch of gym muscles and muscles from injecting stuff in his body. You know, Joe Rogan would destroy him. And, you know, this is, I'm going to make a prediction right now, and it's going to be a dark one. He'll be dead by the end of the year. That's what I think. I think there's something going on. He's going to have some sort of manic moment. I feel like something's building to, I hope not. But then again, I don't really care, because he stole from so many men. Like, he sold a lie to so many people that, like, but the way he's crashing out, the way that he's like schizo posting, you can't inject that level of roids into your system for your whole life. And like, you know, $11,000 a month in steroids was like from 10 years ago. He's probably doing way more than that. I'd have to look at what the stars would tell me, chat, but I don't know.
I mean, attention is a hell of a drug. So a lot of these people are addicted to attention, want more attention. What better way to get attention than to fight Joe Rogan? I think it's also a kind of examination into this kind of new social media landscape where people are just hooked and addicted towards getting clicks and attention. And sadly, it drives some people crazy.
Have you guys read very much or seen these reports about like kidfluencers who come out and they're against family vlogging? They talk about the negative impact it's had on their lives. Mm-hmm. That was what, again, like, I'm heavily referencing the Liver King documentary on Netflix here, but like, that was what I thought was kind of interesting about observing his children, who theoretically are the crux of why he got into this alternative diet and lifestyle. That seems honorable, but the kids definitely seem to be looking at him like, you're behaving weirdly because you're in front of the camera. And I wonder if you live that way for years and you push your body to extremes and you adopt this very extreme diet, like, there's no way it can't have a long-term impact on your psychology. So not only is he harming himself, but I would assume, in addition to the customers that are defrauded, but he's taking a really negative, or he's making a really negative impact on his family life. Like, is the fame and
that's
the money,
what I mean. They're going to leave him. They're going to leave him, and he's going to off himself. That's my prediction.
You think so? I just wonder if, I mean, like, how long can your body live on this extreme?
Well, I don't think he's got much time left. You know, I think there are people who do responsible steroid use. Like, look at Sylvester Stallone. He's RFK used roids as RFK Jr. Yeah. These guys are clearly on roids and have been their whole life, but they aren't jacked out of their gourd like this guy. And, you know, that's... These are guys that like are open about it, and they don't pretend that they're not on the juice. I've got friends that use gear. They're because they're in their 40s and they want to keep muscle mass. I don't have any problem with it, but that's not what this guy's doing. You know, this guy's a lunatic. I want to go to
which is sad because like he could like, I think there is something honorable about being like,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, today's weird connection, huh?
Yeah.
I am getting a huge thunderstorm rolling in where I live, so that might be part of this.
It's storming here too, or it's getting ready to. It's
I was just
fixing
saying,
to.
like, I think for people who wanted like to improve their lives, who were looking to change their diet, or who found fulfillment in his tenets that he came up with, like, it is sad that it's like all of the maybe potential good things that could have come from this are totally blotted out by the extreme and the lies and the deception.